What's up, everyone? Welcome to our youth group recap. So over the past 3 weeks, we've been in a series talking about cancel culture. We've been looking at conflict and our relationships, the ways that the world says that we should handle relationships versus the way that the Bible says that we need to handle relationships. And this week, we focused on ourselves. We talked about moments when we've done things that are wrong in relationships and how we need to handle that. We focused on this chapter, this part of this chapter in Matthew 5, which is the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus is telling his disciples and the people who are listening to this sermon that no matter what they're doing in the middle of their daily lives, that if they realize that they're in a wrong relationship, their relationship has conflict, or there are things that need to be settled, to stop immediately and go and take action. We talked about how this action looks different for depending on what situation you're in, and that sometimes it looks like talking to an adult, getting another opinion before you go speak to that person. And sometimes it looks like immediately going directly in person and saying, listen, I've done things that are wrong, and offering an apology to that person and owning what you've done to cause conflict and cause pain in that relationship, no matter the size or the amount that each person has added to that conflict. And we talked about this idea of reconciliation, which is bringing relationships back to where they need to be, making things balanced and even, and really healing relationships, and how that's a journey and it's a goal of ours to work towards that. And with that, we use the example of the lost son, the prodigal son, in Luke, how we talked about how the son had done some wrong things, had really caused a lot of pain in his relationship with his father and with his brother. And as he went away and realized what he had done wrong, he came back with an apology and owned up for what he had done. And he said, Father, I don't deserve to be welcomed back, but will you find a spot for me as one of your workers? And the father so graciously takes these steps towards reconciliation and says, we're going to go above and beyond, and let's throw a party because you've made the decision to come home, which is what matters most, and how the father really showed love in that moment. And we talk about what we need to do with our words, and remembering that our words, we need to think about how we think they come across, but also how other people may think our words come across, so that we can be most loving and we can be kind with our words to the people that we're in relationships with. So that's what we talked about last night at youth group. Don't forget, there are lots of fun things coming up for the rest of this summer, particularly camp is coming up next week. Don't forget to get signed up for that. And I can't wait to see you guys in person. I'm loving getting to be outdoors with you guys. So yeah, that's all for this week. See you guys soon. Bye.